my god, I can't believe this. Welcome to the first episode of my podcast. So basically, I dressed up, I dolled up for this occasion because it's the first episode and I also needed a change. So yeah, but the camera quality sucks, so I don't think you can see well, but I'll try to show you. And also, I did feel good dressing up. It was almost like a self-date because I was giving myself these pep talks, and so we're all about self-love today. So yeah, I wanted to do the haul which these YouTubers do right after they have bought their stuff. So like in that accent, I don't know if I'll be able to nail that accent, but we'll see. As a joke. So basically, guys. Okay, no, I don't think they do that. I think I'll not go with the accent, but I'll just say what I'm wearing. So I got this cute little leopard printed top. It's from Carlton, London, India. And my pants, they're from Bershka. And I also have these cute locket, a chain which has its locket is actually a lock, right? And it's from this brand called Yellow Chimes. I really like it. It's pretty dope. And my earrings, they're from H&M. I got these little hoops. So yeah, and what else is there? I'm just trying to see what I think that's pretty much it. I really that much. And yes, I did buy a couple of earrings from this brand called Zaveri Pearls, and they're also pretty dope. They're like this gold coated, and they look really good. Yeah, and I also bought this specs, okay, and it had another black pair as well, but it was very less price, and along with that I got the clean solution as well, so it was a pretty good deal. So these days, as you can tell, I do shop from Myntra and Amazon consistently, and so I made a post. If you guys want, you can check that out on my Instagram profile, asking them to make me their brand ambassador and as well as the model, because I really need to earn back the money, because I did spend a lot, and my dad might kick me out soon because he was really pissed. But then now the delivery guys, they basically know where I live. They're basically homeboys. We're like buddies. So that's that. And yeah, since this is the first episode, I thought why not just rant, because I said, right, it's a self date, so basically I'm just having a date, but you can be my imaginary date. How does that sound? I think that's really cool. So basically, it's not a podcast. It's oh my god, what am I saying? Okay, yeah. So basically, what I wanted to say before you guys leave and get bored of my crap is that my podcast is named Spill the Bachi. So in order to live up to that, I guess I should just rant at least half of the podcast. Whatever comes to my mind, just blurt it out. We'll see what comes. But I do have a couple of stuff planned. But I will, for the first part, talk about what I've been up to. So basically, I've been up to nothing much, to be honest. Well, the sessionals got over for us. Don't ask me how it was. It was basically my logic was that, anyways, at this point I can't do anything, so why not utilize that time and chill. So that's what I did. I studied very less. I know that's really bad, because I really wanted to be a good doctor. In case you don't know, I'm a med student. So I wanted to focus on studies, but that just everything just went haywire. Especially, I think it's because we're all at home. My motivation to study is null. It's non-existent. It's not even there. I don't see it at all, and I don't know what to do about this thing. By the way, like, so after sessionals, I didn't touch my books for 1 week, and today, the last period, I guess, was when I actually started listening. And when I listen, I do ask doubts so that I listen. That's like my technique now that you guys know. So I did ask it out. I was very, very happy about that. I was like, finally, oh my god, I'm actually listening, making some progress. I mean, in fact, a huge progress compared to last week. So sessionals were bad. I don't know. I'm still in the hangover of it. I think most of my friends are, because I haven't talked to many of them. I don't know if it's because they've been ignoring me. I think so, because I've started to become a bit more annoying. But I'd also like to think that, they just want time to themselves and to chill and just, not be bothered to reply to my loner ass. I hate you guys. But yeah, moving on. I mean, I can't force you guys to talk to me, right? By that I mean you have to talk to me, but okay, fine, whatever. Okay, so let's leave those stupid ass sessionals for a while. Okay, so then what else have I been up to? I've been making really cool pride art for this competition. I'm very proud of it because it was my first time doing a digital piece. And if you guys want, you can check that out as well. And please like it, because it helps me win that competition. I'm very competitive and I'm really proud of it. So I think I deserve it, Yeah. And what else have I? Yeah. Oh yeah. Today basically we ran out of milk. I think the milk got spoiled, and there was this stash of camel milk powder. Don't ask me how it ended up in our fridge, but I was like, oh my god, it had okay. So the expiry date was over, but me being the Indian I was. In fact, yesterday I used unboiled milk, thinking that was pasteurized milk, but it was not. But I'm still fine, so I'm still not dead. I'm alive, so I think it went okay. But today, what happened was I was like shouting at my mom, not shouting in the sense like whining. I was like, oh my god, it's there's no milk. I literally have to sacrifice my health and get diarrhea and die using this camel milk powder, because that's how much I like coffee, and it's a fact. It's a fact. So what do I do? Yeah, I use that, and it tastes like, you guessed it, it tastes like shit. Don't ever use camel's milk. I mean, it had that very strong taste of the milk powders, and I don't like milk powders at all. I just hate them. So that's how it tasted like, and I didn't like it at all. So I didn't have my evening coffee, so I don't know if I'm that energized. I've been kind of procrastinating to record this episode. Like, I tried doing it day before at midnight, then I slipped off. I tried doing it yesterday, didn't work out. So like today I'm like, I gotta do this, man. Why am I? This is something I like, ranting, and I can't keep putting this off as well. Then I guess another thing I want to talk about was that I was talking to some of my friends, and to come as guests in my podcast, and some of them were like, they're sorry because they were an introvert, and they wish to keep their life personal, and like that. I mean, no offense to you guys, I really love you guys. You guys know who you are, and you guys are my best friends. So, but I kind of got really pissed because I'm just saying out my opinion. It's okay. You can be an introvert. I respect that. I am actually an introvert. It's very hard for people to believe that, but I need my alone time for recharging and all that. But the thing is that, see, being an introvert shouldn't like hold you back from voicing out your opinions. And now I get it. Probably you don't want to do it in the form of a podcast, but your opinions are very valued, and if you stop saying them or holding them back, it might actually not, suppose you say your opinion, then it might actually influence someone scared to actually come out, and can make a lot of difference. All these have such tiny ripple effects that can make a huge difference, because if you are holding yourself back, then you are preventing the majority, what the majority want from happening. I don't know if this makes any sense to you guys, because I'm not referring an issue, I'm just saying in general. But see, when many people come together, they can make a huge difference. And what I want to say is that being an introvert shouldn't just stop you from changing the world or voicing out yourself, because your opinions matter a lot. It can influence people to do or to not do. It can influence the majority. So if you guys back out, then we might lose something which we wanted. So I really get pissed. It's not like people are going to give two shits about your personality, or oh my god, did you talk well, oh my god. No one's going to judge you. People are only going to care about your opinions. What do you have to say to a particular issue? And so I hate it when people are just passive and they just do the bare minimum to live through life, and not take any initiative. They're just couch potatoes, just trying to survive the day. I get it. Sometimes you have to do that to take care of yourself, for your sanity, yes, but don't do it always, because why are you existing? I mean, you have to see, humans are social animals, so they have to care about other people in their society. So I hate it when people do that. It just gets me. Like, I get really irritated, because see, if you want to, like, okay, I don't know if this is TMI, but I would definitely go for a person who, he or she, who is a lot more active and is a lot more vocal, and who does a lot and is very creative and initiative and proactive. That if you're like that, I would be head over heels for you, not a passive person. So yeah, so that's how much it can make a difference. So I just no offense again, you guys know that I love you guys, so I would never say anything with bad intention. It was all coming from a good heart and from a good place. But I just wanted to say that because I was really sad and kind of offended. Not offended, but like sad. That why are my friends, why am I friends with these introverts, lame people? No, not really. But I was like, why are these people so scared? It's not like people are going to eat you. I'm an introvert. I am terrified as well. But I know that, just having a lame podcast, and that too, not many people would be listening to this. I'm just getting started. It won't hurt me. It's not gonna hurt me. In fact, if I probably make a difference in any of you guys, then just let me know, because that's what I want to do. I'm not doing this for the views, or obviously I'm doing it for money. Just kidding. I mean, I wish I could earn, but I've heard it's very difficult to earn in India. But it's not for that. It's just for the fun, and for, what matters is that you enjoy this. You enjoy this ride. You enjoy this podcast. You enjoy me talking to you, me ranting, me blabbering nonsense, and getting high is what you should be. That's the main purpose. So I don't think you should be scared and hold yourself back from having a little bit of fun and going a little bit crazy. And sometimes, once in a while, you shouldn't care about what others think, because I used to do that, and that got me nowhere. That kind of held me back a lot. I understand that I'm using the phrase held me back a lot of times. I'm trying to think of a replacement, but cannot come up with one at this point. But What I mean to say is that what? Oh my god! This has ever happened to you guys? Like you guys are saying something and then you guys forget. That's what happened to me right now. Oh my god! Huh? What was I trying to say? I think I should like stop this and listen to myself again and like you know. Wait, let me just think. What was I saying? Yeah. Basically, I'm saying about the podcast. I think I'll edit this part out because, oh my god, okay. Wait. Oh, I hate this. I hope this doesn't prolong. I should probably like move on to the next topic because I'm glitching. It's like a dead end right now. Wait, let me see. Yeah, okay, got it. I was talking about the podcast, right? And having fun. Yes, so having fun is all that matters, and you should stop caring about people. Because they don't really make a difference in your life. And so when you stop doing that, my motto these days are just don't give an F about people. When you do that, you feel very liberated. Trust me, you do. And you feel like doing a lot more and reaching your full potential, because that's what I've been doing these days. I've been keeping myself very busy, except studies, of course, but that has made me get through this pandemic, because I'm very distracted. So if something keeps bugging or hurting me, I can definitely push that to a corner because I have many other things to focus on. And so I'm trying my hand at everything. I'm trying my hand at podcasts, at photography, at singing, at writing, all these things. So it's keeping me very sane. It's keeping me, it's making me go through and want to live life a bit more better. So yeah, that was my take on this introvert and passiveness. Next, what I think I want to talk about is insecurities. That's what I'll be focusing on in this episode. So yeah, I bet all of us have a lot of insecurities. So I was talking to this friend, and she was saying that when she was young, she had this stretch marks on her butt area, and like she didn't know at the time what these things were, and she thought it was normal, and she thought like, oh wow, cool design, because it was all over her back. So and then she didn't tell her mom because, well, she was scared, and she felt like she didn't have the freedom to tell this to her mom. And fast forward later on, she tells her mom about this, and her mom's like, oh my god, why didn't you tell me? I would have taken you to a doctor. And she was like, I didn't know I had the freedom to open up to you, because I always felt very distant from you. And this now was when I stopped feeling that. So that's what I told you. And she was kind of pissed at her mom. She was kind of going all out on her, being like, because of you, otherwise I wouldn't have had this. Now this is a very big insecurity. What am I gonna do about this? I wouldn't feel like giving myself to others and all that. So it's really sad. There are many insecurities. I think stretch marks is one thing which many people can relate to. And for me, if I'm going to talk about my insecurities, I don't think I'll be comfortable doing that on a public platform. But yes, I can give you examples and talk about my friends without revealing their names. So yeah, stretch marks. Then what can I say? Like pimples, hyperpigmented skin, all those kind of stuff. Maybe like hair fall, people balding out, especially me. I think I might go bald soon. But like, yeah. But what I want to say is that I think that those imperfections, as cliche as it sounds, and as much as these words are used, are what makes it perfect. And the reason why they're cliche is because they're actually true. They're actually very, very true. You know, if we didn't have all those, then I don't think we'd be real. It wouldn't make us a real, raw, vulnerable, emotional person. Uh, I, I really think that all these imperfections they're not ugly. Obviously, they're not beautiful, but you have to live with it, and you have to learn how to accept it. And accepting it, I've talked a lot about body positivity, like through my posts and all, because um, yeah. So when you accept it, it's not easy to accept. It's a very long process, but it's a very beautiful one. And when you finally accept it, you look at yourself, the whole of you, all parts, and you just feel like you're really pretty. You're very, very beautiful inside and outside. And I hope that, me and you, all of us get there at some point. But yeah, like, especially social media. It's very toxic in that aspect, because people look amazing, including me, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, you're very pretty." But it's kind of hard to. I mean, okay, I don't mind. Okay, I may be pretty, whatever, but maybe not. I don't know. But the thing is, that's not how I actually look like. I look like this mess. So filters, they basically enhance everything, man. Filters are just something. So you shouldn't fall for the trap that is social media. When sometimes when you scroll through it, you might catch yourself feeling bad about yourself. At that instant, just ditch it. Sometimes you need a break, a well-deserved break from social media. In fact, I think I'd like to be a person, not now, but sometime in the future, where I don't have Instagram and all, because I think there are many celebs who live without it, and they're completely fine. They're doing well, and if they can do it, I think so can I. It will help me stay more focused in the real world, and not given to these impulsive comparisons and negativity and all that. So yeah, hopefully I do that sometime in the future. I mean, if not, at least I don't want to engage with it as much as I do now. Now I am all over the place. If you ask my friends about it, But that's because it's the pandemic, and there's no other way for me to annoy my friends and talk to them. So I have to do that to stay sane. Now, an equally important thing as body positivity is, recently I've heard about this trend through a video. I'm gonna link all the resources from where I've taken from. I hope this doesn't become a copy of that because a lot of stuff which I'm about to say is based on that something which I saw. So it's called becoming, quote, the that girl. Okay, so it's basically this trend on TikTok, and in which these influencers, they shoot themselves doing many aesthetic things like walking and eating healthy, eating more fruits and veggies, and having a very amazing decorated room, and like working out. And anyone who watches these would get really impressed, because they seem to have their whole life together. They are that girl, in fact. So I would like to talk about the pros and cons of this. So the pros are probably very few, but one of the pros is that it can motivate people to work out and to eat healthy, because Because when you constantly see someone doing something, you feel like, oh, I should also be doing this, if it's good, that is. But um, you know there's always the problematic side, and in this case I think that's more dominating. So let's talk about the first problematic thing is that there's a lot of financial burden, because it creates a lot of stress, to associate a positive behavior. And you associate this behavior to this endless list of consumer products, and it's really easy to focus on those products and not the result, what you want, because you don't need most of the stuff which people use in that. you know you'll be just fine without it, but it has that effect. You definitely catch yourself wanting those things. So now the second con is that it's pressure. So picture this: what if you do everything what that girl does, and you realize, damn, I still don't look that beautiful. I still don't look like her. So does that mean that you're not qualified to live the romanticized life which you've always wanted to? I don't think so. So basically the takeaway of that is that, instead of just trying to fit into the aesthetic, is basically to improve your life, because that's what it should be about. I think that's what that girls try to actually do, but they make you regret in many ways, make you do other things as well. So instead of trying to copy their lifestyle, I feel like we should always personalize our lifestyle to satisfy our needs and goals, right? Because that girl is just very unrealistic. Because it's so impossible to reach that level of perfection and aesthetic in every moment of our life. Do you really think those people are that perfect 24/7? I don't think so. So, because let me tell you one thing: growth and improvements, they are never that pretty. Okay. Now, does that mean they're less important because they don't look that aesthetic, they don't look that pleasing? No, of course not. They're one of the key factors which make you grow and make you attain your goals. Because, what we see in social media is just a snippet. It's just probably 10 seconds of someone's life. And to think that 10 seconds is stretched into the entire day, I mean, that's what we think. That those 10 seconds are basically how their entire day is. That's not true, because you have only seen their highlights. There's the top moments, the moments where they look gorgeous. Because the reality check is that everyone has problems, everyone has struggles, and although that girl may seem very tempting and very perfect, no one can be that perfect 24/7. So what we should do is making the most of it, because it's motivational in a way that it helps you focus on the small things in life, but it's equally important to not stress over fitting into that certain aesthetic. And basically we should go with the message behind it and not the looks of it. It might look pleasing, but we should focus on the result that they are all getting. If it's eating a healthy meal, then we should focus on that, not on making our what do you call them, a kaya bowl. I don't even know if that's right, but because I'm an Indian, I don't eat all those fancy stuff. But yeah, it's to not make those kind of food look aesthetic and pretty. It's basically to have a healthy meal, and even if it looks really bad, just and to live a better life, you don't need these super drastic changes. Just start with small things, like for example eating a healthy meal, or taking a quick walk, or becoming more mindful and doing meditation, or by journaling, I try to work out and I try to meditate and I try to eat a healthy meal. And yes, every day I do take like at least 5 minutes of walk. I do 5 minutes of walking, because it kind of like kicks your metabolism and just boosts your day. I mean, you feel a lot more better when you do that. But even I'm human, so I don't work out always. In fact, I haven't worked out forever these days, the past days. But yeah, that's also equally fine. You need to give yourself a break from time to time. Just what matters is that you live well for yourself and not others. See, if you don't want to work out and if you're really satisfied with your body or with how you are, then don't. Just because someone else is working out doesn't mean you have to be like, oh my god, she's working out, so I also have to do the same thing. No, that's wrong. You should just live for yourself. And the good thing about it is that, see, when you keep posting about these healthy habits, you become more accountable and you're bound to stick with it. So personally for me, I really love documenting all these small things. And it makes you do those things on a daily basis because people are seeing and people are watching you, so you feel accountable to them. So you're like, oh, this is my identity, so I'm supposed to be doing this. I will be talking about more on that later, but the truth is that I don't look like that 99% of the time. 99% of the time, I look really bad. In fact, I might have just slept through the entire day, and then you just see one post of me working out, and you think, oh, she's having a very productive day. No, that's not the case. I look, most of the time I look crusty AF, and my life is definitely not that aesthetically pleasing too. I just make it seem that way because we have a ton of filters, but we don't have filters in real life. What you see in real life is the real raw me, the unfiltered me, and that's the real thing. That's a real deal, not the filtered Instagram post. So yeah, that was the pros and cons of it. But now I want to focus on something called as the rules of self-improvements that might work. So I hope that you guys find these tips pretty useful, because I for sure believe that they are, and if you guys probably try to do it, it might bring some positive changes in your life. So the first thing is that you should always aim for the better and not the best. So instead of focusing on the destination, on the end goal, just try to focus on the process, on the journey, because life is a race, and in that race, always maintaining that good habit is not that easy. In fact, maintaining the good habit is the most hardest thing you can ever do. So just because we picked a habit doesn't mean we stick with it. So that's what we should focus on, is to stick with it and to focus and have fun along with it, in the process, and not just do it to get the end goal, because then you'll be very disappointed. Trust me, you won't like it and you'll end up not doing it. So yeah, now the next thing is that the irony in consistency. Now this is basically based on this thing called plateau of latent potential. It's talked about by James Clear in his book called The Atomic Habits. I really want to read that, but I haven't gotten myself to reading it. But basically what it says is that months and months of consistency might not show you any result. For example, let's take the habit of eating healthy, and for many months you might not see anything. You might not have a flat stomach, nor might you have any abs, but then all of a sudden you see abs starting to pop up. It's basically like an ice cube kept in a room where it's kept below the freezing point and it stays as ice. Now, as slowly when you increase its temperature, it doesn't melt, it stays like that. But at some point when it reaches that breaking point, let's say it reaches like 31 degrees Celsius, all of a sudden it turns into water. Now you might think that 1 degree made all the difference, but no, each and every degree made a change. It's just not the last degree that made it into water. So each and every step along the process, they do have an effect. So don't even work out for that matter. You might not see immediate results, and that might be some reason why you'd want to drop, because in this day and age we get a lot of dopamine from easy things like just going on Insta, receiving a few likes. That the hard things, the hard positive things, which take a lot of time and might not give us immediate results, they seem very, very less tempting, and they might be the ones you might be least bothered to do. But those are the ones which actually give you happiness and which actually release endorphins and serotonin, not the easy ones. They might give you temporary happiness and pleasure, but in the long run, I don't think it's healthy at all. So yeah, so that was that. And the next thing is that you always have to know the who before the what. Now, this is something which has worked for me, I'm telling you, and it will work for you if you do it. So the thing is, like, you have to align your identity with the actions you want to take. So basically, just envision yourself as the person you want to become. So that will definitely increase the chance of success, because you'll definitely want to turn your work into action and that action into a habit. So for example, let's say you want to say no to the sugar cookie and you're like, I can't eat it. Now, instead of saying that, just be like, I'm a healthy person. So what does a healthy person do? They don't eat the cookie, right? So you start associating the action with your identity. So that makes you want to be a healthy person, because it makes you more accountable to people, first of all, and so you tend to stick with that, because you don't want to prove yourself wrong, right? You definitely want to make it seem as if you're saying the truth. So it's kind of a form of fake it till you make it. I also use that a lot in my life, where you just fake something and you eventually become that. You fake confidence and eventually you feel like you are confident, because no one is confident all of a sudden. Okay, it takes time. So yeah, now another example would be, say you're a very lazy person and you hate waking up. So instead of saying you're lazy, just say that, oh, I'm a morning person. So then you'll actually associate your waking up time to an earlier time, because you are a morning person. So yeah, so the stronger this identity which you associate these actions with, the stronger they become, the more likely you're going to continue, the more likely you're going to stick with them, because this positive feedback loop is very powerful and it has definitely worked for me. I'll tell you how it has. During exams, suppose I haven't studied anything. Let's take physics, for example. It's my favorite subject, by the way, but it's not like I'm a genius at it. But I tell myself, I'm like, this time I'm gonna score the highest, and because I'm a genius, and so then I learn in a way that I'm actually a genius. I learn in such a manner, thinking that I'm a genius. So when I learn, I feel like I understand things better, because I'm like, oh, I'm really good at this. So obviously I get what I'm learning very quick. Um, so then I study, and then I'm not kidding you. I do actually score good in those tests. The tests where I pretend that I'm actually intelligent in that subject. Now, this is kind of energy consuming, and that's why I've not implied this always. So that's why I haven't scored well in, all. I haven't scored well all the time. But when I do imply, it actually works because you do put the effort to prove that, because everyone wants to look good, everyone wants to have a good results. No matter how much people are like, oh, I don't want to be a nerd, but scoring good and being a genius is kind of a thrill, not gonna lie, at least for me. So when you do that, you kind of tend to study better and score better results. So I think that was the whole rant. That was that girl, and hopefully by the end of it, I may have convinced you guys to not be that girl, but to be you. Be the girl you are, or the guy you are, because you are best and better and perfect that way. And just try to work on yourself, and just try to improve on yourself, and not focus on others, because everyone has a different journey, everyone's different, they're going through different struggles. So the road you take might not be the ones they take. Yes, you might interlink in between, but still your path is your path and their path is their path. So the main takeaway is just to kind of be chill, like in a sense, don't stress too much about all this toxic positivity on social media and being like, hey, I am not on the trend, I haven't hopped on it yet, oh my god, am I a loser? No. If you don't want to do it, then don't do it. Why are you pressurizing and stressing yourself? But if you do want to do it, then do it for yourself, do it for the process and not the result, because if you learn to involve yourself in the process, the results will eventually come, I'm telling you. So that was, I guess, that was the whole rant. Let me see how long it was. I can't see how long it was, but okay, I think that was the whole thing. That was the whole deal. I hope you guys enjoyed it, because I kind of feel like this became more of me giving you guys life advices. It's not that, it's just I wanted to address on that issue. I'm not perfect, I don't know everything, okay? I'm just saying and sharing things which I've experienced the hard way sometimes. So I think, as much as it sucks to say, I have to say that goodbye. It was really fun talking to you guys. In fact, I just realized that I enjoy doing this, and so I will definitely see you guys with a banger second episode. Till then, stay safe and take care of your mental health. I hope all of you guys are very safe and happy, because a lot of people are going through shit, and listening to that kind of makes me feel shit. I really wish I could be there for them, but sometimes alone time is the best thing you need, and you don't want people to keep bothering you much. But I really hope you get through it. I really, really hope that you get through it. It might be difficult, but in the end, you'll definitely make it in a happy way. Try to distract yourself, try to do other things, try to engage yourself. Talk to friends, don't isolate yourself. I'm telling you, I learned this the very hard way. So yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna keep on giving you life advices. I still haven't finished my college yet. I'm not a mature adult. So I think I should take your leave. Okay guys, so bye, take care, love you.